We're finally at the last segment of your credit score that you need to understand to get a perfect 850. Once again, a great credit score is essential to living your travel dreams for next to nothing out of pocket thanks to Travel Rewards credit cards. In this video, we talk about hard inquiries. This is one of the best known but least understood portions of your credit score, and this misunderstanding leads to widespread fear and stops many people in their tracks from using points to empty their travel bucket list. When people say that applying for credit cards hurts your credit score, this is what they mean. Every time you apply for credit, whether it's a loan, a credit card, a mortgage, whatever, the creditor makes what is called a hard inquiry on your credit. It basically forms the record of all the times you've applied for credit. Each hard inquiry lowers your score a few points. The reasoning is that if you've applied for a lot of credit recently, you might be a more risky borrower because the credit load might have become more than you could reasonably handle. Fear of losing these few points stops many people from applying for the travel rewards cards they want, despite the fact that we have outlined how having more cards and using them responsibly can help the portions of your credit card that account for payment history, utilization, and number of accounts. Watch those videos to be reminded of how more credit cards can help those big pieces of your credit pie. But other than the ways more credit cards can help your score, there are two big misconceptions we try to drive home to people to encourage them to try travel rewards cards and use them responsibly. First, let's talk about how much hard inquiries count for your credit score. If you've been doing the math along the way, you know that there is only 10% left in that credit pie, and indeed, only 10% of your credit score accounts for hard inquiries. Only 85 points. In other words, it's completely offset by the 10% number of accounts segment, and more than offset by the 65% covered by the payment history and utilization, all of which can be helped by more credit cards. Let's look at the chart quickly. You can only get all 85 points or an excellent rating in this 10% if you have no hard inquiries on your record. 1 to 2 hard inquiries pulls you down to good, 3 to 4 hard inquiries to fair, 5 to 8 hard inquiries is poor, and 9 or more is very poor. You can probably tell I'm glossing over an important detail, the time horizon for those inquiries. And that's the other big misconception, which really puts hard inquiries in the bitch be cool category. When people hear about hurting their credit, they think about missed payments, which stay on your record for 7 years. But hard inquiries are not late payments. They're different, calculated in a whole different segment of your credit score. And they don't stay on your report for 7 years. They only stay on your report for, wait for it, 2 years. After that, they drop off like it never happened. But the news gets even better. While hard inquiries stay on your report for only 2 years, they stop affecting your FICO score after 1 year. Let that sink in. Payment history, 7 years. Hard inquiries, 1 year. Can we agree that all forms of credit damage are not created equally? Once you understand how credit scores work, attempting to preserve your credit score is one of the stupidest reasons to shy away from travel rewards credit cards. Even when I'm talking to marrieds who say they're saving to buy a house and they want to preserve their credit score for mortgage approval, 9 times out of 10 they're talking about a year from now or more, well past the look-back period of hard inquiries. It gets even stupider if their collective credit is 760 or better, as I will explain in the Fuck You video at the end of this series. Another thing to keep in mind is that multiple hard inquiries made in 1 month tends to only count as one hard inquiry. This is based on the expectation that if you're shopping for a mortgage or a car loan, you might apply with multiple creditors to try and get the best rate. You won't actually get 4 mortgages or 4 car loans. Meanwhile, I could apply for 4 credit cards in 1 month and I want all 4 credit cards. But some anecdotal evidence reports that these hard inquiries get lumped in together as one inquiry in the same way. Applying for that many cards that close together is risky for other reasons, as we explain in our video series on how not to fuck up your applications. But from a hard inquiry standpoint, there's reason to be hopeful. The point is this: stop saying you don't want more credit cards because you think it will hurt your credit. We've been doing this for years, and provided that you follow the rules, the exact opposite is true. In spite of the short period where hard inquiries will lower your score a tiny bit, having lots of cards and using them responsibly actually helps your credit score. Let's move on to a thought experiment to illustrate how this works. See you in the next video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you like this content, follow the channel, and hit that little bell icon so that your phone buzzes every time we vomit some content out there. Make sure to follow us at @CreditCarson and @PaulGreenemeyer on Instagram. Follow the Travel Punks on Facebook, and look for the Travel Punks podcast in all your podcast outlets. Is that everything? I think that's everything. No? Yes? No? Okay.